Tuesday groove. It's Toonsday Tuesday. DJ's got the tunes with Kekka bringing vibes that light up the room. Retro memories and fresh new spins from classic laughs to anime wins. Tuesday, step into the stream. Old school feels and modern dreams with DJ and Kekkers. It's a timeless ride through cartoon worlds side by side. We're throwing it back to the days gone by. Tunes from the past still lighting the sky. Then to the present with colors that pop. From Spirited Away to rooftop drops. Cartoon vibes filling up the night. From retro grooves to neon light. DJ's got the flow, Cactus brings the flair. Every Tuesday, everywhere. Tuesday, jump in the stream. Classic hits and new age dreams. DJ and Kekkers here for the thrill. Cartoon and anime magic, we got the skill. Tune in weekly, don't miss the fun. Classic or modern for everyone. With DJ and Kekkers, we'll hit replay. Tuesday, every single day. Tuesday groove. It's Tuesday, DJ's got the tunes with Kekka bringing vibes that light up the room. Retro memories and fresh new spins from classic laughs to anime wins. Tuesday, step into the stream. Old school feels and modern dreams with DJ and Kekkers. It's a timeless ride through cartoon worlds side by side. Throwing it back to the days gone by. Tunes from the past still lighting the sky. Then to the present with colors that pop. From Spirited Away to rooftop drops. Cartoon vibes filling up the night. From retro grooves to neon light. DJ's got the flow, Cactus brings the flair. Every Tuesday, everywhere. Tuesday, jump in the stream. Classic hits and new age dreams. DJ.
Hello there.
Yeah, very good. Well, but
Yes, and we are back for more Code Lyoko after quite a bit of a weird break.
yeah, it was weird last week, but I had a few guests on me last week, and that
Yes.
was fun. What was your thought on that?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed listening to your discussion with another group of people.
Nice.
I always like getting more sides and more input whenever stuff like this is going on.
Yeah, well, there's a chance that more of that may be coming down the pipeline with what we discussed.
Yeah. I know you were discussing some Avatar.
Yeah,
Yeah, my only issue with that is it would be two people who have seen everything Avatar related and one set of people who I don't know what they know.
a few have seen it. There's at least one I know who has not seen it at
Yeah.
all. So we would be getting a newbie's explore.
Hey, Emaval, I will say that I would be perfectly fine with some art. I'm good with that stuff, and I'd really appreciate it. I love art in general in all its forms. So if you have something creative you would like to make, go ahead and make it.
Yeah,
This is Emaval, who's currently on Twitch saying hi to me.
no, I see that. That's cool. No, yeah. Besides the new people join us, we have discussed just a general moving over to Discord for
Yes, we have discussed Discord.
Which, I mean, it wouldn't be something totally different because we used to school once a week on Friday nights.
Right. But for this, I will miss having like the cams for everybody, but we can set that up in other ways.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you're ever, if you're comfortable with showing your face off disco, I'm able to capture cam and show you on screen.
Yeah, okay, I'm good with that.
Now,
Um, this season, because this season is the season of Code Lyoko that you did not watch, is what I'm getting.
yeah, no, this season is one, well, it's brand new to me, and I did not watch this. Tonight will be my first reaction to it as well. So, from here on out, we're in the same boat.
Okay, so that feels good. It's like we're both in the same journey together.
Yeah,
All right, so give me a moment on this.
alright.
Okay, now let me send a link to somebody.
Okay, cool.
All right. Um, I do have one issue. The start of this season did feel a little, I'm not saying uneven. I'm saying it felt like this season just jumped into, oh, we're a new season with stuff happening without explaining or having it feel like time's passed. Time jump with no actual time. If you get what I'm saying.
I mean, they they did mention in the episode that they just got off someone break. So,
Right. Okay. This is what I mean. Before we get fully into the episode, they say that they've had summer break, but it doesn't feel like it feels
okay,
like it's the next week.
no, I get you. It does, but I could see that I can.
Like something happens in this episode where it's, oh, Idea has like a new power that wasn't mentioned before. She learned it over the summer. I sure would have liked to have learned or like experienced her growth and training at all.
Okay, yeah, that part I think they could have done a little better on.
Yeah, it
But
literally feels like it's just the next day after the previous season.
yeah, like no, I do agree that the whole Olivia new power stuff they could have gone more into detail of how she discovered that, or if Jeremy just developed this.
Right. And it's just, oh, they trained. It's like, I, when?
Yeah, like, okay.
Which I would say is a good segue into starting off discussion for the first episode of the season.
Yeah, yeah. Now,
Uh, mind if I get started with it?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right. So, um, for one thing, this is the new school year. So, like, a year is officially passed. and they are now of a higher grade than they were before. It doesn't feel like that because they're still around a lot of the same teachers, which I do have a problem with.
Okay.
Xana's been quiet, launching no attacks. This seems like it's more of an episode focused around just getting our party back into the grouping, back into what's been going on. Though, unfortunately, a major plot point of this episode is something which I had a major problem with last season, and you know what that is. What is that, DJ?
William or what? Remind me.
The problem I had this episode was once again the whole um Ulrich and Yumi
Yeah.
thing.
The,
Yes.
the,
Why is that still a thing?
the will day.
This is season 3. It's enough time has passed with that. This is season 3. Enough. They've been pulling this since like episode 2 of season 1.
I know.
And it's a major plot point for the entire episode with Yumi trying to tell Ulrich that she has something to tell him that's super important, and it ends up her saying that she wants to just be friends. Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing?
My guess is that they knew they would get a season 4 and they want to drag it out a bit more. So,
One thing I do like that does happen in this episode is it seems more like Odd and Sissy are sort of developing a thing, which is hilarious.
yeah, no,
Because their banter back and forth, their trading of insults,
yeah,
that's actually fun.
yeah, it was. Now, I will say this. The reason they probably did not develop, more of the area power trainer is because they only have a limited number of episodes this season.
Right. This is, I believe, is this the shortest season?
Yeah, 14 episodes.
Yeah, this is the shortest season. It's like half the length of the other seasons.
Yeah, so, and I
Was
mean,
there a reason why this season was so short?
I believe it was because most of the production budget went into the prequel
Hmm.
that we watched. Or
I'm actually looking to see if there was like a listed reason.
okay,
Uh, I'm trying to look it up without actually getting spoilers for season 4. So I'm
yeah,
trying to look into the production.
yeah. Be careful with that. Yeah.
I will say it is rather interesting that because Xana is no longer like using Lyoko for the things that they were doing before and is out in the internet.
Yeah,
Now this thing becomes finding Xana, finding where they are, and all stuff like that. So it's less about dealing with the attacks, though. In this one, there is no attack in the real world. It is protecting Lyoko itself. This season so far seems to be about protecting Lyoko.
Yeah,
because now Xander doesn't live there anymore. He's trying to burn the house down.
yeah, no,
Which starts this season in this episode with Xana basically erasing one of the areas of Lyoko. Like the forest area gets destroyed.
yeah, it does.
It's like, hey, a major set of the series is just gone now. Like the place which was, I believe, the first
Yeah,
environment that they showed.
I believe so, yeah.
That is heavy stakes.
Yeah, and I mean, we also unlock a new area of the whole Lyoko vault, the heart of Lyoko
Yeah.
with
No, that really just feels like an extension of Sector 5. It doesn't
five.
feel like its own place.
Yeah, no, I got
It's
it.
just a room in Sector 5.
Yeah, yeah, I makes sense.
I also do like that this episode is basically they lose in this episode. They don't protect Yoko. They just barely. This is an episode where they survive. They do not win.
Yeah,
They just
yeah.
don't lose as much as they could.
Mm,
Um, that's like what. What are your thoughts on this episode? What did you see in it that you wanted more of, and what do you think was a failure of it? Like for me, it was this did not feel like a new school semester. It just felt like the next day.
I Partially, I do feel like they could have definitely done better with the opening and not just so Yumi, Aria, and Jeremy at the factory in front of the computer.
Yeah, they just all happened to be there. It wasn't even arriving back at school. This is
Yeah,
supposed to be the first day back at school, and we don't get a. You could have easily had them getting off a bus or being driven. This could have been our first time seeing Odd's parents dropping him off.
yeah, no, I agree, I do. I mean, this could have been a moment where, we see all of them reunite after,
I haven't seen you all summer. That type of thing.
yeah, no, I agree, but
It felt like they just saw each other yesterday.
yeah, no, I mean, Yumi and Aria were playing like backgammon or whatever game it was. So, yeah, no, it definitely seemed like they the summer break was just a short one. Which I mean it is because okay, it doesn't officially say summer. It just says after another 3 week vacation.
Yeah, yeah, that's a month. That's a month without seeing. When you're in middle school, not seeing your friends for a month is the equivalent of not seeing them for 5 years.
Yeah, I know, right? So, I mean, they could have definitely had more, dramatics behind that. I do agree with that. Now, the fact that they don't need to use code off anymore for Aria, that's a good thing there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not cluing what code of is how they rematerialize, I read up for the entirety of last season. So,
Yeah.
you know, not having to use that is great because she got her memory back, which I do like that they at least mentioned that she got her memory back. And that wasn't just a slow way of, oh, we don't know why we don't need to use code off anymore, you know?
Yeah. There was a development where Odd was no longer going to be in class with them, which could have been interesting and brought in some new characters to interact with,
Yeah,
but no, it ended up being nothing. Though I am glad that he apologized to Jim because Jim has had their back since this show began. And
yeah,
you're really going to blackmail him? Come on.
yeah, and I mean,
That's super shady.
yeah, that's, okay. The I would say the one thing that I will say that I like here is we got to see what a teacher's room looks like
Oh, okay.
because we did see the inside of Jim's room with a private sink and all that. So yeah, now that's a little different than what the series had in their dormitory. So yeah. Alright, is there anything else?
I say that would be it. We can move on to the next one.
Okay, next one is Lyoko -1. And okay, I will say this. The the Xena attack here is reused and unoriginal.
Yeah, I definitely would say that.
Yeah, because for those who don't know, it reads they were a film trip with the rest of the 10th grade class. Amy finds herself facing against the serious teachers and bus driver, all of whom Zena has possessed.
I will say that this is sort of a combination of two things that have been done before. One, a bus attack, and and two, getting like the students and teachers possessed.
Yeah, no, that has never been done before.
Though the bus attack originally was better.
I know, right? At the same time, Santa plans to get rid of Lyoko through alternate means, destroying each schedule one at a time. Now, okay, this here good idea is destroying Lyoko from the inside, so that makes sense. Mm. To this end, he uses the Skipper to possess Irina and enter Coxana into the White Tower. Okay, so using the Skipper for putting a code in Irina is different than having it take on memories for lessons, which he can't really do anymore since he has her full memory back.
Right.
Mm. Now, Rosanna entered into a white devil, wiping out the forest and completely. Jeremy then realizes that with the four main centers gone, they will not be able to go to Central 5, which causes to begin developing a way to go directly into Central 5 without having to use the computer or whatever. Now, it's interesting, but we've seen a settle somewhat disappear before, not to its entirety, but it was turned invisible.
Right. And this was more just raising the virtual C to cover it up. Because like the sector was still there, just not able to be accessed.
Yeah,
Unlike in the first episode where they actually deleted the sector.
yeah. Say,
Give me a moment, Emma.
okay, take that.
Oh no, you can keep going, DJ.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, this was a okay episode. I enjoyed it. It was definitely raising the stakes, but, it's trying to be different than what was, but the players are similar to ones we saw in seasons 1 and 2. I mean, don't get me wrong, if our main characters had gone down and didn't get off the schedule when it was going into,
Oh, and Emma, I did send you the invite to the Discord.
when it was going into the see all heroes would have been lost to the digital sea, which I feel like that will really play in with that list this time.
It's not the first time they've had issues with like the digital sea being the major threat, so I do like the continuing use of that.
Yeah, I got it. Uh, it was like, yeah, so I liked it. Definitely continuing the momentum here. And I don't have much else to say about it. So, what you, what do you think about it?
I will say for the most part, give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for the most part, this episode was pretty simple. It was just another attack. Um, it was interesting seeing because like we have some William stuff here in this episode too.
Yeah,
Him being competent. Since I know you and I both know William becomes a core member of the cast.
yeah,
Every time he shows up, I sort of think, is this the episode where he finds out and gets to keep it? So him not being able to keep that knowledge in this episode, like that was a bit of a surprise.
yeah, it was. It definitely was. But, you know, I I personally believe that they're gonna do like a twist on us. I didn't know what it would be, but I could just imagine them twi- you know, giving us that T-bone steak and then taking it away. So,
Emma, I will say if you sent a message, I'm not seeing it. There's nothing currently showing up in my pendings. I mean, you can post it in the Discord, but I'm not seeing anything else. But anyway, we can get started on our third episode of the evening.
okay,
And for that, it is Tidal Wave.
yep. Hmm.
Wait. Okay. You were just talking about -1.
Yes,
The, are you sure you weren't talking about Tidal Wave? Because you're talking about the erasing of.
no, it's my one is doing a field trip with the rest of the tech grade. Yeah, I talked about my one because that's when the forward schedule gets wiped out.
Oh, okay. Wait a second. You know what? I mixed up Straight to the Heart and -1 and combined a bunch of those together somehow. because I was mentioning the no, okay. You know what? Okay, never mind. Okay. Um, when you were talking about forest sector getting wiped out, I thought you were also talking about the tidal wave with the raising of the virtual sea levels. Somehow I mixed those both up.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. And,
Okay,
I didn't catch it. I just went with it. Yeah.
gotcha. Because I was talking about like the raising of the virtual sea, and like when I was responding to you talking, I thought in my head that they were both combined somehow.
No, no, okay, so, uh,
Right, because episode three, tidal wave, that's the one where Xander's trying to raise the virtual sea in order to cut off the towers. Because you heard me talking about that when you're talking about them being destroyed.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, okay. But this is also an episode of Odd just being obsessed with eating. Which is I don't think I recall that much being talked about in previous seasons about a food obsession.
yeah, no,
I mean, like a little bit, but to the point it was in this episode.
yeah, I don't remember ability this extreme of a obsession. I understood that art loves to eat. I got that. But I didn't think it was if I don't eat, I will die kind of mentality, you know?
Mm-hmm. So okay, so yeah, in this we have him such with the food. We have a food monster attacking, which I will say, thank God that is another monster and not just a person being possessed. So we have a giant food creature that is attacking the group.
Uh,
That Yumi and Ulrich have to fight off, and this was while they're trying to deal with the entire place being flooded.
yeah,
This is an interesting creature design. It also is when you watched it, did you notice like the weird frame rate for the creature that made it stand out from the rest of the animation for the episode?
I did, but I couldn't put a name to it on what it was that was different. But so you found that specific out to me that it was the frame rate difference. Yeah, that was definitely interesting to see.
Yeah, it was like the movement, like the steps they would make. It seemed like it was just like a step out of speed with the rest of the characters that are moving.
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe I just wasn't wearing my glasses.
Uh, uh,
So for that, having like a new creature design, having a unique idea about how to attack by flooding the area um, instead of trying to destroy things, that made this episode seem far more interesting. We have more involvement with Jim and him helping fight off a monster. With once again, props to Jim.
yeah,
Jim is my king and gets all the support from me that he doesn't get from the rest of this show.
yeah.
Um, Other than that, not much else happens this episode. Next episode is a far more interesting one.
I mean, it definitely is. I'm so forward. internal false read when although I just scroll way past my stuff. When Xena hacks into a weapons manufacturer computer network and leaves a paper trail to Jeremy, government agents arrive at the school looking for her. Then the whole gang arrives at the factory where when they end up tracking Jerry to the factory, Jenna possesses them for a test on the supercomputer itself in the ice center and in the mountain center. Now, this was wasn't it just the answer that I was too into his Tamagotchi and it was taken from him during the night. And,
Yes. Yes, it is.
okay,
This is
yeah.
the Tamagotchi episode.
Which I'm going to touch on that subject because I thought it was ridiculously funny.
I'm going to say this about that. Odd, you have a dog. You
Yeah,
have a dog.
yeah, no, like, why are you worried about a virtual pet and not the real life pet you have on your bed that you snuck in? I
Yes, you
mean,
you broke the rules to sneak your pet into school, and you're playing with a virtual pet.
yeah, no, like, hold on, hold on.
Gotcha.
I had some music playing on and I still had the program open and I accidentally tapped the multimedia button on my headset. So, uh, yeah, had that blasted in my ears at full volume.
Don't worry about that.
But yeah, no, all in his time on Godfrey go to what everyone said was a comedic part of this essay. Now, I will say it was funny to you that he named his Tamagotchi the same name as the principal of his school. That was a fun in tease, but yeah. But yeah, the whole secret government agents. Like, oh, we'll secret solve so much that the president doesn't know we exist.
No, no, it was they're so secret that they didn't even know if they existed.
Yeah,
Which sound a
but
little bit like they're just scammers.
yeah, no, I get it. But yeah, no, the all of it to go between the icicle for a false alert and the mountain central was a good way to get two in one, and we didn't lose either one of them this time. But yeah, this was this was the first time in this season that they have had to use Return to the Past.
Yes. Not something that they do a lot this season so far. Um, well, after they revealed the reason for it, it became more of a uh, you don't expect them to use it. But one
Yeah,
thing that did happen that I'm surprised has not been used is okay, they've been attacked by possessed people for quite a while since season 2, right?
yeah,
What was one thing they set up in season 2 to deal with that?
I forgot.
Where they would empower them in the real world to be
Oh,
able to
yeah.
combat. And
The,
they've done that maybe twice, I think.
at least twice, if not more.
Definitely not more than twice.
Yeah, no.
Why?
Yeah, why not use that again? But, I mean, it would have been useful, but
Quite a few times would be useful.
yeah. Uh,
Don't introduce this concept and then never do anything with it. That's rather annoying.
I agree, I do. And it's something they could have realized. Now, I do think the whole, you know, separating Yumi Ulrich was good, but this is one time well Ulrich needed to team up with William,
Yeah.
and then put him right back into detention or whatever.
Oh yeah, just sliding him right back in there like nothing happened. We're
Yeah,
all seen as just a dream.
yeah. So, alright, that's cool. Mm.
Um, yeah, that's another thing. I confused that with happening in the tidal wave episode. You know?
Yeah,
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 I thought the whole William thing happened in tidal wave. I don't know why, but today some of the episodes tend to bleed tend to bleed a bit together.
yeah. No, I agree with that.
There didn't seem to be like okay. before in the previous season, there was. Be- First season was all episodic, so everything was self-contained to these specific episodes. Season two was um, a story that was being progressed as they were finding out more about Aelita's backstory, what was going on with Franz Hopper, all that stuff. This one, they sort of seem to be spinning their wheels. And
Yeah,
because of that, the episodes don't seem to have proper beginning, middles, and ends. And everything just sort of is a blend of this blob that's happening together.
yeah, no, I do feel like that as well. And I'm hoping over the next two batches of episodes we get some cohesiveness out of it, but we will see how that goes.
Which brings us to our final episode of the evening, and our actual first episode that seems to be setting up an actual plot, named Aelita, which is coincidentally enough about Aelita trying to find out more about her father, Franz Hopper, who I just discussed, and whether or not he survived in some fashion after expending his code to help her regain her memories.
Yeah, I know. Uh, so to get into this, I will give my Jeremy and C and R go to yoga without time, but which concepts poppers on the yoga. Then creates a divulge together to deactivate a tower in the tower in the mountain section, while the monsters, mostly mentors and cripples, work on discovering the core of Lyoko. At the end of this, uh, at the end of this, Jeremy and Aria find a strand of DNA that belongs to Franz Hopper, indicating that he may still be alive. Meanwhile, Art is hit with the realization that his feet smell. Okay.
I remember them mentioning that in the episode, but I don't remember any. I don't remember his feet actually like attacking anyone with a smell or something.
Yeah,
It was just his ex girlfriends were all complaining about it, and Sissy brought it up.
yeah, no. For some reason, that fact escaped my mind. Like,
Yeah, it's apparently something that the entire school knew about.
okay, yeah. But that was a big sinking point for me. Yeah, but yeah, no, the whole finding from Hopper's DNA. I mean, that's definitely setting something up, and that's definitely gonna have to pay off within the next 8 episodes, I will say. Mm,
All right. So, that was being sent. Where were we with this? It was interesting that Aelita could set up the entire program for her and Nod to go in, there to go on their separate secret mission. I was surprised that once the Xana attack happened and once um, Jeremy was sending Yumi and Ulrich into Lyoko, that he couldn't just notice that Odd and Aelita were there. I'm guessing because they're in Sector 5, you can't quite tell what's going on, but that didn't make sense because we've seen them track the other people. I thought when they were in the Yoko, their stats would show up.
yeah, but I mean, from my belief, and I think this is how it's set up, the sites only appear for the people in the chosen central. You know, I don't believe Jeremy can do Scream Central 5 and Central 2 or, whatever.
Well, yeah, I just find it surprising that they couldn't tell that they were in there.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's something that I was unaware of would be an issue.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, definitely good flow and the whole build up to, Fred's Hoppers didn't take time, but hey, we got plenty of time for that. And, uh, but yeah, definitely good episode. I enjoyed it. And, there's not much negative I could say about it.
Right. No, no. It's a good start. I do like that Jeremy realized that he had been acting like a jackass.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, oh no, you're upset and trying to figure out it's some trace of your father who sacrificed his life is still out there somewhere, and you're completely ignoring my feelings about my dead dad. It's like, Jeremy, come on.
yeah,
Yeah, you're being a bit of a jackass.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, yep, I will take a look at that. But yeah, okay. So for the this seems like we're actually building towards like episodes 1 through 4 were just to get us relaxed and into the situation.
Yeah,
Episode 5 was the start of the new arc. So I'm assuming the problems that I had with the previous 4 episodes are things which are going to be solved with the next grouping of episodes going forward.
yeah, I would believe so. I mean, there's not, they don't have much time for filler in this season. They have to keep it like on plot for the next few episodes. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, it's probably going to be dragged out like they did previously, but it could work.
yeah, no, it's good. It's definitely good. But with that being said, let me ask you this. Overall, what did you think of this batch of episodes?
Um, some interesting concepts. Um, I do still find it hilarious that they go through this whole thing about Odd having a virtual pet, and his dog plays no actual role in the episode. I thought it was going to be revealed that his dog stole the virtual pet.
Yeah, yeah,
That would have been like an actual funny joke, but no, his friends were just jackasses and stole it.
yeah, no,
They just stole something he spent his money on.
yeah,
And Yumi gave it to her brother. It's like that doesn't belong to you.
yeah, but who then, killed it and threw it out in the street to get ran over, and nothing will ever come of that again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's to me that was very much of a letdown. Like
Yeah,
it, it should have been his dog.
it's happened.
Should
I
have been his
agree.
dog who took it and buried it outside.
Yeah,
Um, I do like and wish we had had more. Jim apparently was a member of the Secret Service.
well, a fellow Jim was also a disco dancer, so
But yeah, I mean, wait, does Jim have government connections? We know that the school itself was like scientists and government officials like worked at the school. So
yeah.
they could have been connected to that.
I
For all we
mean,
know, Jim was a secret government liaison security that was supposed to protect the scientists. We don't know.
yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, Jim, secret agent tone gym teacher. Yeah, that would be a good one.
All right. So I should be free this weekend and for Friday theory crafting. I don't have anything at the moment, but I we can get something set up.
Yeah, now you said me out, I will let you know. Alright, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you Friday.
Later, taters.
Bye, guys.